Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe and like. Now back to the news. When it comes to powerhouse comedic actors who have taken Hollywood by storm, there is none other than the epic Kevin Hart. Having risen to fame from stand-up competitions, he has garnered continuous mainstream success for his roles and comedy specials and racked up a net worth of $272 million and growing, according to Forbes. With hits like Jumanji under his belt, Hart, 42, has set his sights on many other endeavors, such as launching Hartbeat, his media company, becoming the first ever chief island officer of Yas Island in Abu Dhabi, and investing in startups across the board. Yet, as his career has continued to skyrocket, so has some of his scandals, slamming cancel culture, getting sued for $60 million by his sex tape partner, and ultimately having to face infidelity in front of his wife and the world. Having been forever changed into a different version of himself after a near-fatal car crash, Hart is focused on being a better husband, family man, and colleague to his famous friends like Dave Chappelle, Will Smith, and Tiffany Haddish. Thanks to so was Hart always meant to rise and be iconic. What lies ahead for him, his family, and future conquests? Join me as we venture into his cosmos, because I'm a pop culture astrologer, and I can see it all. Kevin Hart was born on July 6, 1979. This makes him a passionate Cancer sun with an impulsive Sagittarius moon and a hardworking Virgo ascendant. I've done readings with many of his friends, so needless to say I've heard raving reviews of what a great guy he is. When it comes to elemental energies, he is heavily composed of both fire and earth, with a splash of sensitive water thrown in to make things interesting. He has great strength infused within him, and he also possesses the intensity and drive to see whatever he wants manifest within his reach. When analyzing his natal chart, the composition of his houses was what piqued my interest first. Whether or not you want to believe that astrology is entirely fate, wow, his birth chart sure screams of meant to be success. In fact, many of the houses that are activated highlight tremendous wealth, glory, and success. Let's break this down. First, Saturn, the planet of ambition and longevity, is united with his ascendant. This means that he's had a big climb to reach where he is now, but he also had literally unending perseverance to get there. He also carries himself with a natural sense of authority, that people sort of stand beside him and follow his lead. Then his Pluto, which is the planet of tremendous big business and wealth, spins in his sector of finances. He has transformed himself repeatedly around his values and morals, which will be a lifelong trend, but he also was meant to dominate when it comes to his money-making potential. Then, his sector of communication shows that he's quite literally a visionary in how he speaks and connects with others, and he impulsively speaks from the heart. Moving on, Mars, which shows his drive, is exactly united with his midheaven, or highest point of success in relation to career, fame, and recognition. His drive for this level of power was always there, and nothing, and no one, could stop him. His Venus, the planet of laughter and art, also spins in his midheaven, showing he is beloved by the public and has a sexy, attractive allure to him. Last to note here is how his Sun, which always shows where someone shines the brightest, is in his sector of fans, followers, friends, and community. No wonder our mutual friends adore him. He's such a stand-up guy. He was meant to shine his light, and people naturally flock to his illumination. Written in the stars. Yes, absolutely. When focusing on the nuances of his personality through astrological aspects, no big shocker here, but we see how inventive, original, and comedic he is. His Sun links to Uranus, bringing him an unpredictable nature, but one that allows him to crave reinvention and new projects constantly. He's independent and loves his freedom. His Sun then links to Pluto, bringing him immense desire to be recognized and admired. Next, his Sun shakes hands with Saturn, bringing him a strong basis of accomplishments, especially later in life. He has always possessed the concentration to do what he sets his mind to. When it comes to his talents, his Mercury, which is the planet of communication, links sweetly to Mars, bringing him a feisty attitude, power in speaking, and a magnificent ability to speak his mind. Mercury is also united with Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, which amplifies his charm, wit, and cleverness a million times. He's spicy in his speech, but knows that this is what gives him his true power. So what lies ahead for Mr. Hart? Interestingly, the first thing I noticed when peering into his predictions is how his investments, assets, and venture capital are lighting up, and this is a trend that will continue. Seriously. Wow. Big money. The thing I love the most about him, though, is that he knows how to use it. He's also experiencing exhilarating shifts around media and communications projects, so expect plenty more to come from him in 2022 and 2023. In fact, some of these could be tied to his legacy. In all honesty, some of his greatest achievements are still yet to come, especially later in the decade and onward into the 2030s. I do see more awards for him because of that. On a personal level, I do see more karmic lessons around love, passion, children, and partnerships taking place now, and until nearly 2026. However, once that's completed, in true make-or-break fashion, his relationships will either stand the test of time or he will find himself reevaluating what he truly needs in a mirror, romantically and professionally. Either way, he has bright things to look forward to. You heard it here first.